Alrighty guys, after a very long break, we're back with another Family Guy episode breakdown, and today we're going to be diving into one of the most underrated gems from the early seasons. This time, we're taking a look at one of my favorite episodes, Season 2, Episode 7, titled, The King is Dead. Now, on the surface, this might seem like another wacky Peter episode, but once you really look into it, this is packed with some great character moments, clever callbacks, and some of the best gags the show has ever pulled off.
What is that on your ear? Is that hair gel?
Yeah.
Oh, great, because I can use some. No, don't. I just ran out.
In this video, I'll be breaking down the full plot, pointing out some of the smaller details you've missed, and of course giving my final rating on a scale between 1 and 5 stars. But before we get started, if you're enjoying these Family Guy reviews and want to see more, please give the video a like, consider subscribing, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. And with all that out of the way, let's begin. The episode starts off with the Griffin family watching the news where it's announced that the director of the Quahog Theater has passed away, and they're looking for someone new to take over. Lois ends up getting a call offering her the position. She's unsure at first, but eventually says yes. Right after that, Brian starts sucking up to Lois so he can land the lead role.
Oh, Lois, congratulations! Our little theater group finally has a committed visionary at its helm, and such an attractive one.
Then Chris offers to help with painting the sets, which is a nice bit of early foreshadowing.
I can paint scenery!
In Season 2, Episode 11, A Picture Worth $1,000, we find out that Chris is actually into art and pretty good at it. This was a side of his character in the early seasons that I really liked, and I honestly miss when the continuity would have a little bit of build-up. Meg then asks to be in the play too, and of course, Stewie jumps in to make fun of her.
Can I be in the show, Mom?
Yes, you can be the dumpy teenager who stays backstage and cries because nobody finds her attractive.
Right after that, Peter walks in. Lois is excited to tell Peter about the play she's directing, but Peter cuts her off to talk about a bonus of work for coming up with a new toy. Lois tries again to share her news, but Peter brushes her off and leaves the room in a really rude way.
Oh, sorry, Lois. What's your news?
Well,
The next day, Peter pitches his new toy at work, but it completely bombs because it ends up looking, let's just say, very inappropriate.
Mr. Zucchini Head. He dances.
I've seen enough. I
inappropriate.
haven't had sex in 4 years.
He comes home feeling bad about it, and we get a good moment where he talks about not being able to express his creative side. This actually ties really well with the rest of the episode. Lois tries to comfort him, and Brian steps in to translate, saying Peter needs to find another way to express his creativity. After another round of Brian trying to secure a role, Lois finally reveals that the play she's putting on is The King and I. Peter takes Lois's advice to heart and shows up to the audition. But first, Brian gives a great performance.
Ryan, that was beautiful. Thank you.
No, thank you. And that note you gave me, louder, I was thinking that, and then you said it. You are
Okay.
so intuitive.
Okay, all right. Next.
Stewie tries to audition next, but after a few failed attempts at finding his own hobby, Peter walks in and says he wants a shot too. Peter auditions, but it's awful.
To the land of the lost. Roar!
Lois posts the cast list, and if you look closely, you can see Quagmire angrily looking at Brian's direction as he obnoxiously laughs at Lois's joke. Brian ends up landing the lead role, and Peter doesn't get any part in the play. What's hilarious is how Brian, after landing the lead, starts fishing for compliments from everyone around him, only for Quagmire to blow up at him.
Oh, man, chorus. Shoot, what a gift.
The King of Siam? Why, that's the lead. This is so unexpected.
Hey, shut up.
And you know, looking back, this scene has aged incredibly well because this might actually be one of the first seeds planted by the writers for Quagmire's growing hatred towards Brian. Back to the episode, Lois tries to be gentle when telling Peter he didn't get a part. She says he has too much talent for the stage, and suggests he becomes a producer instead. And I think this is where the episode really takes off and turns into a full-on roller coaster of chaos and comedy.
Great news, Edgar Bronfman Jr. We made the deal. We're richer and more powerful than ever. I'm the king of the world.
Peter quickly starts overstepping, rewriting the play, tossing in his own jokes, and basically turning it into something else. Lois tries to steer him towards just helping with the ticket sales. So Peter takes it upon himself to go to Channel 5 News and recruits Diane Simmons to be the new lead female role, replacing Loretta. Loretta is obviously not happy about it, but honestly, from a marketing point of view, Peter kind of nailed it, and the play starts getting way more attention. While Diane and Loretta are reading lines together, Peter adds in a scene where Loretta gets to slap Diane. And after Diane's out-of-pocket comment, it almost feels deserved.
Oh, are you playing Lady Tiang?
Mm-hmm. I was supposed to be Anna.
Oh, well, they did an all-you-people version of Hello Dolly that was very successful.
Loretta, why don't you try slapping Diane?
Action!
Lois is getting more and more annoyed at Peter hijacking the whole production. At dinner, Peter keeps pushing his changes, and Lois gets more and more frustrated, and out of nowhere, Stewie snaps and can't take it anymore, calling out Peter on his antics.
Those hoop skirts make Diane look a little hippie, you know? I was thinking we could dress her in a pair of sequin capri pants.
Peter, they didn't have capri pants in the 1860s.
They did now. Ah, you!
You are the worst thing to happen to musical theater since Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Back at the theater, the cast and crew are surprisingly into Peter's version of the play, which sends Lois over the edge.
You want to be the director? Fine, I quit.
Back at the Griffin house, the tension is thick. Lois throws shade at Peter like when she serves him French toast for breakfast, but it's just fish and toast, and she says she made a few, quote-unquote, creative changes of her own. After a big argument, Peter storms off and goes back to the theater. Now, it's just 3 hours until the play starts. The cast is running on fumes because Peter refuses to stop rehearsing them, and he keeps changing the script every 5 minutes.
Stop. All wrong, all wrong. God, send me dances.
Diane finally quits, and Peter walks over to Loretta, making it sound like she's getting the role, but of course, he gives it to himself.
We don't need Diane Simmons. We've had someone better all along. Someone radiant and sassy, with the soul and the passion that can only come from hundreds of years of black oppression.
Oh, thank you, Peter. I'll do it.
Oh, get over yourself. I was talking about me.
Wait, is that foreshadowing? Right before the play kicks off, there's a blink and you'll miss it detail where you can see Tom Tucker's wife, Stacy Tucker, sitting next to Jake. That's actually her first ever on-screen appearance. And what's really cool is that if you pause and scan the crowd, you can spot a ton of background characters from earlier episodes. You've got the folks from the Indian Casino, the Cheesy Charlie's owner, Chris's Scoutmaster, random gag characters, hell, even Bruce in his Spider-Man outfit. As well as this, one of my favorite secrets I've pointed out before in my Missing Characters videos is that the Don makes a cameo during the scene 9 episodes before he officially appears in the episode It's All About Paulie.
As you know, I am obligated to grant one favor on this, the day of my daughter's wedding.
I actually really miss when Family Guy had recurring gag and background characters you would see on a consistent basis within the crowds. It made the world feel more alive, and I do feel like if Family Guy would have stuck with the style of using established characters instead of no-name background characters, it would have helped make Quahog feel like a lived-in town, kind of like Springfield in The Simpsons. But unfortunately these days, Quahog feels more like a bunch of disconnected locations with random faces. Back to the episode, it's clear that the play is only The King and I by name. It's got nothing to do with the original. We don't get to see the full thing, but there's a musical number that closes it. The twist? The audience loves it. Lois stands up and calls out how awful the play really was, but Peter lets out a fart on stage and the crowd just keeps laughing. I think why this fart joke really lands here is because Peter attracted a full audience of people looking for lowbrow humor, not real theater. Lois was never going to win them over with sincerity. They showed up for parody, and Peter delivered. The episode wraps up with Peter coming home from the cast party and thanking Lois for helping him find his creative side. Lois admits that even if the play was ridiculous, people still enjoyed it. After accepting that people actually liked Peter's version of the play, he promises that next year he'll present a Lois Griffin production, and things end on a sweet note. So, as I mentioned in the intro, I'm going to give my overall thoughts on the episode and rate it between 1 and 5 stars. For reference, a 5-star episode would be some of the best content Family Guy has to offer. So an episode like Road to the Multiverse would be a 5-star, and Return of the King of Queens, which I reviewed, would be a 1 star. All in all, I really love this episode. The whole episode is just hilarious from start to finish. There's no disconnected B-plots here, which I personally really enjoy. And even the setup of Peter's toy idea getting rejected at work ties perfectly into the main story. The whole episode is a roller coaster. It has some great jokes and some solid setups for the rest of the series that would become staples for the characters we know today. On top of that, Peter is just such a fun character to follow in the early seasons. He's arrogant, over the top, kind of sexist, but still somehow well-meaning underneath it all. It's hilarious watching him push the people around him to their breaking point, so he can see his vision realized, but ultimately taking over the play by hijacking the role of the main character. I also love the Anna Rules musical number. I think it's really underrated, and it's like being injected with pure testosterone. So, for this review, I'm going to give Family Guy Season 2, Episode 7, The King is Dead, the first 5 out of 5 stars on this channel. I really do think this is some of the best content that Family Guy has to offer. And if you haven't seen it for yourself, or it's been so many years that you forgot about it, I highly recommend checking it out. Now, of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like and also consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell, so you'll be notified as these videos release. If you'd like to support the channel directly, becoming a channel member is a great way to do so. Members get access to custom emotes during live streams and receive on-screen credits at the end of every video. If you prefer a different way to support, you can also join me on Patreon, where you'll unlock exclusive AMVs I've created over the years, and you'll get your name featured in future videos. Alrighty guys, let me know what you thought about this review. You all take care. It's been fun. Have a good one.